Let's talk about money. But what if I told you that your biggest struggles with it, the debt, the constant anxiety, that feeling you can never get ahead, what if it has almost nothing to do with spreadsheets or budgets? What if it's all about your story and the emotions tied to it? Let's dive in.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You work hard, you try to do all the right things, but somehow money feels less like a tool and more like an opponent, a source of constant stress you're always fighting against.
Well, here's the thing. The way you deal with money today wasn't really shaped in a finance class. It was shaped when you were a kid by the things you heard, the things you saw, and the feelings that got tangled up with it all. It's a psychological story, not a mathematical one.
This quote just nails it. Think about it. Money simply reflects what's already going on inside of us. It's like a mirror showing us our fears, our beliefs about our own self-worth, and these deep-seated patterns we don't even realize are there. So this invisible program running in the background, it actually has a name. We call it financial trauma. And we're about to define this hidden script that could be running your entire financial life, probably without you even knowing it.
And here's the most important thing to get. Financial trauma isn't about how much money you have or don't have. It's about these deep emotional wounds, usually from way back, that create unconscious patterns. It's the reason why you might do things that you know aren't good for you financially, but you can't seem to stop.
And it's so important to see the difference here. Financial stress is temporary, right? It's that, oh no moment when your car breaks down. But financial trauma, that's chronic. It's that constant, low-level hum of anxiety that gets triggered anytime money comes up, and it quietly drives your decisions from the back seat.
So where does this programming even come from? Well, it's installed by experiences just like these. Growing up hearing, we can't afford it all the time. We're seeing your parents fight about bills every month. These aren't just memories. They're the lines of code that built your financial operating system.
Okay, so we know what it is and where it comes from, but what does this actually look like in the real world? This invisible wound shows up in some very visible behaviors. And as we go through them, just see if any of them feel a little familiar.
So, financial psychologist Monica Bez points to a few key profiles. There's the compulsive debtor, who's almost addicted to borrowing. The compulsive shopper, who uses a trip to the mall to numb some kind of deeper pain. Then you've got the financial codependent, who will sink their own ship to rescue someone else. And of course, the financial avoider, the person who is so terrified of messing up that they won't even look at their bank statements.
And check out this case study. It's a perfect example. A woman was basically drowning in shopping debt. But the problem wasn't a love for clothes. The real problem was the incredible emotional pain from her husband's affair. The spending was just a coping mechanism. You see? The money problem is almost never actually about the money.
And that brings us to the most important part of all of this. If the debt, the overspending, the avoidance, if those are just symptoms, then trying to fix them directly is never going to work long term. The real solution is about healing the cause.
This is exactly why so much typical financial advice just falls flat. I mean, you can create the most beautiful, color-coded budget in the world, but if you don't heal that underlying emotional wound, you will always slide back into the old patterns. You have to heal yourself first.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Your financial health isn't really about your salary. It's about your internal well-being. When you feel okay on the inside, when you're emotionally balanced and start to heal, your financial decisions just naturally become healthier. It's an inside job. So how do you know if you've crossed from normal, everyday stress into something deeper? Well, these are the red flags. If money worries are messing with your sleep, your health, your relationships, or if you find yourself trying to numb the pain, that's a huge sign that it's time to look at the root cause.
But here's the really good news in all of this. You are not stuck. Your past does not have to be your future. There is a clear, totally doable path to healing this and actually rewriting your financial story. Let's walk through the 3 steps.
Okay, step 1 is just recognition. This is about giving yourself a break and understanding your struggles aren't because you're bad with money, they're just learned patterns. Step 2, you identify. You become a detective and find those specific limiting beliefs you've been running on autopilot. And then, step 3, the most powerful part, you reprogram. You consciously choose a new story, a new narrative where money is simply a neutral tool to help you build a life you love.
And this is the part that's truly incredible. When you do this work, you're not just healing yourself, you are literally becoming a circuit breaker. You are stopping that generational transfer of fear and scarcity around money. You're changing the story for your kids and their kids.
I want you to just let this one sink in. Your past explains how you got here, for sure, but it does not sentence you to stay here. You, right now, have the power to pick up the pen and start writing a completely different story.
So, the final question isn't about the past. It's about right now. What is one small, conscious choice you can make today to start? It doesn't have to be massive. Maybe it's just acknowledging that there's a problem or questioning one old belief. That first step, it's everything.